If you ever played a Sonic video game, what was your favorite? The blazing speed of Sonic or the slow-paced nature of classic Sonic? Or do you like playing as a werewolf or a knight? Or do you like shaking your Wiimote heavily until your arm passes out? What I'm trying to say is, every Sonic game is different. The playstyle is up to you. But what happens when you give the fans what they wanted, but at the same time lose them with clunky gameplay and story? You get Sonic Forces. Hello amigos, Ramen coming at ya. Listen, I love Sonic, whether it be games, toys, cartoons, and yes, even freaking movies. I only worship one Donut Lord, and that's James Marsden. All hail James Marsden.
Who the hell do you think you are? I'm the Donut Lord, you son of a...
You know, Sonic has had a pretty good year, but video game wise, not so much. Sonic games have had this thing where the hype is more better than the final product, with fans speculating what the world and characters were gonna be for this game. Some like Sonic Forces for letting them create their OC of their dreams, and some hated for its story and gameplay. I'm in fact in between. While I do think Sonic Forces has flaws, there are aspects that I enjoy. In this vid, I'm gonna take my time and dig deep and figure out why Sonic Forces is the way it is, with a little help from my homie Timothy Reviews, a dude who sat with me through Nostalgia Critic's demo reel. After that vid, we become really cool friends.
So, did you watch it?
Oh, yeah, I watched it and it was horrible.
I warned you, dude. I warned you.
So get ready to go fast and grab a chili cheese dog, cause we're gonna talk about why Sonic forced us to play its very mid game. Right here on Ramen's Retrospective. Movies, games, cartoons, sitcoms. They're all things I enjoy. My name is Ramen. I'm here to have fun and look back at something old and new, while being a total goofball in the process. If it's good or bad, I'll be there with a smile on my face and a blue donut on my shirt. Are you ready? The year 1989, and a new console was just hitting the scene, the Sega Genesis, or as it's called in Japan, the Sega Master Drive. With the creation of the console came a character we know as Sonic, a speedy blue hedgehog with attitude. Sonic was a character like no one saw before. He was meant to rival Mario, and for Sega to have a face for their system. Sonic blazed through hoops, rings, at blazing speeds, while Mario took his time and jumped on turtles. The Sonic game was created by programmer Yuji Naka, and the music for the game was created by Masato Nakamura. The game, believe it or not, was a big hit and was praised by both critics and fans. Sonic became one of the biggest selling video games of all time. The game spawned many other games like Sonic 2, Sonic & Knuckles, Sonic Spinball, and many more to count. While Sonic was Sega's moneymaker, they were also competing with Nintendo. Genesis at the time was marketed as the cool console, with it aiming to a more teen demographic, with Nintendo marketing their console to a child-friendly demographic. Back then, it was either Sega or Nintendo. The choice was hard to choose. On one side you had Sega, who had Sonic, and on another side you had Nintendo, which had Super Mario. You're pretty much choosing a plumber who jumps on Goombas and turtles over a blue hedgehog with attitude. This console spawned many debates on playground, buses, and school classrooms, and probably many violent fist fights, because nothing says I'm more of a die-hard Sega fan like a punch to a Nintendo fan in the face.
I'll go get it.
Jeez.
This began what people dub the console wars. Sega was pushing their slogan, Genesis does when Nintendo don't, and Nintendo had their slogan, now you're playing with power. Sega's marketing was more aggressive, while Nintendo just let their games do their talking.
16-bit arcade graphics.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis does.
16-bit arcade action.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis does.
16-bit arcade hits.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis does.
What Nintendo don't. The 16-bit Genesis system by Sega. Genesis does it all.
Both companies will continue their bitter rivalry until Nintendo ultimately took victory. And Sega thought at this point, maybe they shouldn't make consoles, but instead become a video game publisher. It was probably due to the creation of the PlayStation at the time. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Dreamcast, but the PlayStation looks way better to me. Either way, Sega was now making games for any console that would take their blue hedgehog. With the 7th generation of consoles on its way, Sega team made a dumb decision that would start what people dub the darkest era for Sonic. Sega split their development team in half. One team was in charge of making Sonic 06, and the other team was in charge of making Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight. For many Sonic fans, Sonic 06 was considered the worst Sonic game ever made, due to its many glitches, long loading screens, and well, this.
Ooh, one down. I know somebody who won't be having an...
Yeah, I don't know how anyone can defend this game after looking at that, but you do you. The reason 06 turned out so bad was due to Sega rushing the game to meet a holiday deadline. I think Secret of the Rings and Black Knight, for being what it is not as bad as 06. While yes, both games have their pros and cons, I still find enjoyment from both of them. Sonic and the Secret Rings did have frustrating gameplay that made me want to throw my controller, but it made up for it by having a compelling story that made me want to keep playing. Sonic and the Black Knight was an upgrade. It fixed all the problems Secret of the Rings had. The story was great, and it felt like you had more control over Sonic in this game, and the gameplay is just top tier. I mean, you name another game where you can play as a hedgehog with a talking sword. You just can't. The game reimagines all of your favorite Sonic characters in a medieval setting. It's honestly pretty unique. I think the storybook Sonic games for being Wii games were great at the time, and both change up the Sonic formula in pretty interesting ways. Following those games, we have the weirdly mixed review game Sonic Unleashed, a game where Sonic becomes a werehog. I honestly find the game okay. The modern Sonic stages are pretty fun, but the werehog stages are a bit dragged out and pretty long to get through. But that's just my opinion. Sonic 06, Unleashed, and unfortunately the storybook games were considered the dark age of Sonic games. The Sonic fan base wanted a game that was all Sonic and no gimmicks. 2010 marked a new era for Sonic with the release of Colors, a game with breathtaking visuals, amazing story, and fun gameplay. The game was praised by many as the step in a right direction for Sonic. But just like Sonic going around and around in a circle, at some point that hedgehog will hit a spike trap. That spike trap was Sonic Lost World, a game that had a bizarre level design and made you feel like you were playing Mario with a reskin of Sonic. The game had 1-note villains with zero personality, and the boss fights at times didn't even make sense or fit with the character. The parkour mechanic in this game is great, but I feel bringing back the Wisp were so unnecessary, and were clearly put into this game as a Wii U gamepad gimmick. The game had some pretty neat DLC like a Zelda world and a Yoshi world, which were fun to play, but the main story is just lackluster. But like a hedgehog after falling into a spike trap, it gets right back up and keeps on running. Into one of the best Sonic games to be released in 2011. And I know I'm not going in order of release date, but the metaphor wouldn't make sense if I did. Or will it? Either way, in 2011, we were given Sonic Generations, a game that had Sonic revisit classic levels from the past. The game also gave us Classic Sonic. The game also introduced two new styles of gameplay, Classic and Modern. It was one of my favorite games. Replaying this game for this video, I had a blast. I mean, you can't argue with Crush 40 City Escape. It's one of my favorite Sonic songs and levels. Sonic Generations brought a new, fresh take on Sonic and gave fans what they really wanted. Remastered versions of their favorite levels growing up. But then came a big boom. A Sonic boom, if you will.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta chop my arm off.
When the game was announced, it seemed pretty good. The first trailer had great visuals and looked very promising. But due to Sega's agreement with Nintendo, the game was put on the Wii U, which lacks so much power. Say what you want about Sonic 06, but at least that game was kinda fun at times. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric misses the mark on both gameplay, cutscenes, and hub world. I mean, how can you mess up a freaking hub world this bad? It feels like you're walking into a wasteland. It feels lifeless. Sonic Rise of Lyric was made to coincide the release with Sonic Boom the TV show, which FYI is a really good Sonic show. I recommend you check it out and ignore the negative reviews. Sonic Boom has some pretty clever moments and I just enjoy the show overall.
Escape? No, I was just searching for more of that fan fiction of yours. Ooh, Son Amy, spicy.
With the negative reviews of Sonic Boom, Sega went to work on their next game, Sonic Forces, a game that gave fans what they wanted, but at the same time disappointed them. Sonic Forces was announced July 2016 at San Diego Comic-Con, alongside Sonic Mania. At first, from the trailer, it looked like a sequel to Sonic Generations, but it was confirmed it was a separate game from that. When the Sonic Forces trailer was out in the open, it led the Sonic fanbase and YouTubers to hype up the game. Some fans were scared the game might be another bad game to add to their collection. Some held high hopes and expectations that the game will be the next step for Sonic, praising the OC customization as a revolutionary new feature. And when the game came out, reviews were all over the place. Some said the game was good, some said the game was bad. When I played that first level, I was so amped up. But then after a few more levels, I got this weird feeling like this game was not meeting all the expectations that I wanted. The game was hyped up to be the next stage for Sonic, but it was nothing more than a weird mess of poor game development. This led me to realize a major problem with Sonic games, or any games in general. Why hyping up a game can lead to disappointment. You see, when games are usually announced, they're met with criticism and skepticism. That first trailer can either draw you in or take you out. Once that first trailer is out, it is analyzed by 100 YouTubers, Twitter users, bloggers, media reviewers. It then leads to more speculation that eventually leads to the game being hyped up to be the next big thing. Games like Cyberpunk look to be the next step for next-gen gaming. The hype around it was huge. Then the game came out, or might I add, rushed out. The game was riddled with so many bugs and issues. The game was delisted from the PlayStation 4 and Xbox store, and was pretty much unplayable. Cyberpunk sadly was a case of hype being more exciting than the game itself. Hype can be a good thing, don't get me wrong, but it can also be a bad thing. Games aren't the only thing to be hyped. Movies, TV shows, even a YouTube vid at times can be hyped. Hype can lead people to feel happy about the product, but then when the product doesn't live up to what you're building it up to, you're left with this weird feeling. And that's what happened with Sonic Forces. The hype around the game before its release made me buy it, but when I got it, it was a roller coaster of emotions. And if you think that's just the story, oh no. The entire game itself, from its title screen, gameplay, and even characters, are bad. You know, my experience playing the game might be different from the other guy. He might like it, or maybe he might not. Before I dive into the story, let's hear out Timothy Review's experience playing this weird mess of a game. Take it away, Timothy.
Sonic Forces is the game I still think about. 4 years after the game's release, I still think about what this game could have been like if more time were put into it. Now let me say this, I don't hate Sonic Forces, and it's far from one of my worst Sonic experiences. To say there's no effort put into this game would be a lie. Visually, the game looks great. I love Infinite's soundtrack. Roger Craig Smith is at his best in this game. I go as far as to say this is his best performance. I dig the art style the game was going for, and I even like some of the ideas the game had. It's cool that they wanted a darker story with a darker villain. Before you comment anything, let me finish. I think Infinite's design is heat. This is probably one of the best villain designs I've seen since Dark Gaia. While I did just get praise for all that, this game falls flat in so many areas. The darker story is cool, but it's filled to the brim with a bunch of plot holes and inconsistencies. Like how classic Sonic is from another dimension and not from the past anymore, or how we get the return of 4 previous foes and we only fight 2 of them, or even Infinite's powers where they say his virtual reality powers aren't real, yet they're able to destroy the city and hurt the player. While on the subject, Infinite is such an underwhelming villain. He gets his ass kicked by Shadow and he becomes a villain afterwards. I like the idea of Sonic losing and Eggman taking over the world, but the game doesn't treat it like it's a threat. Apparently, Eggman tortures Sonic for 6 months, yet he looks perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, Sonic was in prison for 6 months, yet he was able to break himself out easily. Infinite was supposed to be this huge threat, yet we fight him in 3 easy boss fights just for him to puss out at the end. Infinite and Eggman are a joke in this game. These two took over the world, only for them to lose because of 2 hedgehogs and a custom character. I know they had a resistance led by Knuckles, which is a weird choice, but they don't get anything done until Sonic is freed, so pretty much the resistance is there to be cheerleaders. I'm harsher on the story more than anything because I can see the potential in the game's plot, but they never truly feel like they take advantage of the fact that you have a character that can literally alter reality. There's not even a Super Sonic fight, it just automatically ends with a final boss that's somehow easier than Color's final boss. And they're literally the same boss. What a way to end the game off, huh? The game introduces 4 gameplay styles: the modern Sonic stages, the classic Sonic stages, the Avatar stages, and the tag team stages. Modern Sonic is back with the boost, but I feel like this is the true definition of boost to win. Not every stage is like this, but the grand majority of this game is linear hallways, with a few enemies just sitting there waited to be destroyed with the boost. The controls are interesting because the jump in this game is really heavy, and it messes up my timing. The level design sees the biggest downgrade here. Some levels are fine, but most feel underwhelming. Before you think the stage is getting better, the stage ends rather quickly. I felt this way with Eggate mainly because there's so much that could happen here, but it doesn't. Warrior Canyon is my favorite stage in this game, but even that doesn't reach its full potential. Even though I think stages are underwhelming, I would be lying if I didn't say I kinda had a little fun playing some of these stages. Not all, but I found myself enjoying these stages from time to time. Overall, Modern Sonic could have been better. Classic Sonic sucks. His music sucks, his levels aren't fun or memorable, and his controls are worse than Modern Sonic. He didn't even have to be in this game, so I'm not wasting too much time on him. The custom character is just Sonic without the boost. The only exception is that the custom character can use Wispin. Basically a gun that gives the player the power of whatever Wispin the gun is based on. It's fine, I guess. It's not like Colors where the Wisps allow you to explore the stage like never before. The stage design in Forces is very limited, so there's no exploring to do. And if there is any, there's not much. I don't hate the Avatar levels, but I don't feel no need to go back to them. Lastly, we have the tag team stages. There's only one stage I like with the tag team, but everything else is either automated or isn't all that interesting. Even the double boost feature isn't all that cool. It's automated. Even if you don't press anything, the game will still do it for you, so what's the point of it?
Hey, that was great! We're like a well-oiled machine. Fighting a well-oiled machine. Huh?
So to rip a page out of somebody else's book, Sonic Forces is just there. This game isn't worth me making a full thread on Twitter, it's not worth getting into heated arguments with anyone, and it's far from one of the worst Sonic games I've played. It's just disappointing. This is why I wanted to join this video. Not to hop on a hate train, but to ask people to stop overreacting. Sonic Forces isn't great, but it isn't worth harassing people at Sega because they're supposedly reusing the Forces model. It's not worth these hour-long videos on why you think this game is a disgrace. I've played Sonic games worse than this. Just because Sonic 06 has great ideas, doesn't change the fact that the game wasn't finished. And I'd rather play Forces than that game anytime. Look, I'm not for negativity. It's so easy to shit on Sonic games because of the quality. And there's nothing wrong with you genuinely hating this game. I'm just saying, why waste time on a game that's not doing anything offensively bad? Sonic Forces is just there. And what more can you do about it? Bring nothing to the table when I'm the table. You can get rid of that ramen. I was just playing around.
Thank you, Timothy Reviews, for talking about the time you had with Sonic Forces. With that, let's dive into the story and discuss some of the issues with the game that can't be fixed with a simple patch. The plot for Sonic Forces sees Eggman fueled by his hatred for Sonic, so he decides to start a war. How, you may ask? Well, Eggman has created a tool of destruction implanted with the Phantom Ruby. The character is called Infinite. Eggman uses Infinite and launches an attack on the town, but Sonic comes in to save the day and stop Eggman's attack. It's here we're introduced to some of Sonic's old enemies like Chaos from Sonic Adventures 2, Zybok from Lost World, Metal Sonic for some reason, and Shadow, who for some reason is absent throughout most of the game, unless you buy the Shadow Story DLC. Sonic is overwhelmed and defeated by Infinite, and is captured by Eggman. And what is Tails doing throughout most of this? Nothing. He just stands there looking to Sonic as his Goku in blue, thinking he can defeat Infinite by himself. Great job, you stupid yellow fox. So with the world believing Sonic is dead, Eggman has pretty much taken over 99% of the world in just months. Maybe if Tails wasn't such a goddamn pussy willow. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, why won't you do anything, Tails? You just watch your friend die and get captured. God damn it! Okay, calm down. Anyway, after the world is taken over by Eggman, we learn that Amy, Charmy the Bee, Victor, Espio, Knuckles have created a resistance which sole goal is to dismantle Eggman's army and regain control over the world. Since Sonic is supposedly dead, not really, the game is called Sonic Forces. It's here you're given the opportunity to make your own custom character. You as the player have a choice of 7 animal species: a bear, a bird, a cat, a dog, a hedgehog, a rabbit, and a wolf. Each animal you pick have specific powers, making each one feel kinda unique. For instance, the bird can double jump, the bear can blow away enemies when doing a wire attack, the cat can hold on to rings when hit, the hedgehog when getting hit can pick up rings, the rabbit has invincibility when hit, and the wolf can attract more rings to it like a magnet. Each animal does offer different playstyles, which isn't bad if it wasn't for some poor level design choices. So midway through the game, Classic Sonic comes in. What purpose does he have? No purpose at all. For real, you can remove Classic Sonic from the game and the story will still play out the same. While you progress through the game, you fight Zybok, Metal Sonic, and Infinite, who you fight 3 times for some reason. I feel like one of those boss fights should have been Shadow, but whatever. So the game ends with Classic Sonic, and your custom character defeating Eggman in a boss battle that felt like it was ripped straight from Sonic Colors. Don't believe me? Side by side. The only difference between Sonic Colors boss battle and this boss battle is you're controlling 3 Sonics. But other than that, you pretty much just run, dodge, and just try not to get hit by the Eggbot's attack. And that's the game. At the end you get a pretty cool Avenger-like cutscene, Classic Sonic goes home, and Shadow is there for whatever reason. Did any of you see him throughout most of this game?
Don't show your pathetic face around me ever again.
See? You see? Well, you don't see it? He moves! Right there! Wait! Right there! Right as I'm sitting down!
Sonic Forces story has gotta be the most generic story for a game about a hedgehog. Say what you want about Sonic 06, but the story had better pacing. Sonic Forces is dragged down by Eggman's terrible writing, Infinite feeling like a Power Ranger villain, and characters being too serious. For God's sake, someone crack a joke. Anyone? Knuckles?
The Death Egg? Oh man, that's not good. None of this is good, Vector. That's why it's called war.
Brother, this guy stinks!
The thing that makes me uninterested in the story is, weirdly enough, the thing that Sega slapped on the back of the box. The custom character. While it is cool you earn gear throughout each level to customize your character, I mean, we even got a Sonic shirt. I mean, come on, you know Sega is embracing the meme at this point. The one thing Sega should have implemented in this game was a dialogue tree. It would have been great to have different options for dialogue choices like in Mass Effect, so you can have a talk with Amy or Silver, but not. Just like Xenoverse 2, your character is for some reason mute. No amount of drip or Sonic shirts can make up for that fact. But mute characters aside, how's the gameplay, you're probably asking? Well, if you're like me and bought the game thinking it was going to be fun, well, let me tell you right now. Just like the boss battles in this game, the gameplay is very underwhelming. What do I mean? Well, in order to talk about the problems with the gameplay, we have to go over 3 problems with modern Sonic games. These problems are the reason why I believe Sonic Forces is the way it is. So Sonic Team created a new engine called the Hedgehog Engine 2. The engine was made to improve the physics, lighting, and shadows. This engine would allow the game to have great lighting and visuals during cutscenes and gameplay. I think the cutscenes for this game are great. Everything has a feel of cinematic quality to it. Even the opening cutscenes lighting is amazing. Sonic Team really used the Hedgehog engine to craft something great, but it's hard to appreciate the hard work when the dialogue is really bland and generic. Don't get me started on the annoying chat bubbles from the side characters that never shut up. Don't worry, Sega gives you the option to turn those off. Thank the blue hedgehogs in the sky. The problem with Sonic Forces starts the moment you turn on the game, and I don't mean all the corporate logos. The title screen is just the bass that appears throughout the game with stock music. This doesn't make me hyped to play the game, it makes me worried about the game. Games like Secret of the Rings, Black Knight, Colors, and even 06 had amazing title screens. With killer music, I sometimes wait till the song's over just before I hit start. Those songs are just that good. Sonic Forces title screen on the other hand, I feel like I'm about to go for a nap. The game has you playing through 30 levels. You got great levels like Green Hill Zone and Green Hill Zone Classic, and you also have levels like Chemical Plant or Chemical Plant with your avatar. Yeah, this brings me to my first major problem with Sonic games, overusing gimmicks. Remember playing through Sonic Colors and using those awesome wisp powers throughout each level? And after all that, you return them to their home planet where they can be safe, only for that ending to be completely pointless and for those wisps to be brought back in Lost World, only to be used for a gamepad gimmick. Well, Sonic Team decided, if it worked in Colors and Lost World, why not Forces? And that is a terrible mindset to have. The wisp return in this game, but they're called Wispons. Yes, they took the word wisp and the word weapons, and they combined it, and it's a stupid name, and I don't like it, but whatever. There are different Wispons you can get for your custom character throughout the game. And while I admit some of them are pretty fun to use, they don't feel natural, especially because Sega thought it was a smart idea to switch to 3 different game styles. You got classic style, then you have modern style, then you have tag style. They took one of the best features from Generations and ruined it because now you're forced to play their way. Because the game is making you play through all these 3 styles, there's no room to take it all in. Sure, there are secret pathways and stuff in the game that you probably wouldn't find if you were playing through your first playthrough, but the game doesn't know what it wants to be. Every time Sega has a working formula for a game like Generations or Colors, they tend to milk it because it worked in one game, so why not the other? Colors and Generations was special because of its unique game style. Each game was not like the other. Sonic should not be a character to force gimmicks upon. So Forces does have some pretty neat surprises. There are extra stages, advanced stages that do offer more of a challenge. Some of these advanced stages and extra stages do offer more costume parts for your custom character. Speaking of custom characters, the ability to create your own Sonic OC is pretty cool and extensive. The ability to change your character's gloves, mask, shoes, and hat is a nice touch. It makes your character feel like it's yours. Sega Team actually heard what the Sonic fanbase wanted, the ability to make their own custom OC. So they made that a big selling point of the game, for better or worse. This leads me to point 2, the Sonic fanbase. You're probably sitting there in your Sonic PJ, scratching your head, asking how can a fanbase be a problem? The Sonic fanbase, well, most of them are Sonic purists. Any little change, whether it be shoes, arms, or even freaking quills, yes, quills, the Sonic fan base goes nuts. Some of them will make long Twitter posts claiming Sonic is not what he used to be, and some of them will make weird posts claiming, I love classic Sonic more than modern Sonic. I believe Sega didn't want to deal with the Sonic fanbase, so they decided to shove classic Sonic without realizing how much damage it would do to the game. You know, I love Generations as much as everyone, but the game gave classic Sonic a reason to be there. Generations was a celebration of classic and modern Sonic. The game also had a great story, and the ending felt heartwarming. Forces, on the other hand, felt like it was trying to please everyone, but at the same time, forgot just how to be a great Sonic game. You know, the Sonic fanbase can be good. Heck, they helped get rid of this ugly monster. Now we have 2 really great Sonic movies, and a 3rd one on its way. This moment shows the true power of the Sonic fanbase. It could be used for good. These Sonic lovers care about Sonic, and they want Sonic to be perfect. But Sega shouldn't always have to accommodate these fans. They should be able to make a game the way they want. The Sonic fanbase aren't the only reasons why Sonic Forces did the way it did. Believe it or not, Sega has been doing this for years for most of their modern Sonic titles. Not all, but most. This brings me to major point number 3, Sega rushes their games. Despite having a 4-year development cycle, Sega spent most of those years fixing the graphical engine and 1 year on the game. This is the reason why some levels in Sonic Forces are either too short or too long. Especially modern Sonic's levels, they're a bit too short while the Avatar levels tend to drag on. I can take the modern Sonic stages and I can take the classic Sonic stages, but what I can't take is the way the Avatar stages are played. The Avatar has a grappling hook which is supposed to represent Sonic's homing attack, but this grappling hook just doesn't feel right. It just feels unnatural because of the way the Avatar moves when you're controlling it. And this goes for the wisp pawns in this game. They don't feel as special as they were in Colors. In this game, you need a wisp pawns or else you're toast. And that wouldn't be a problem if some of the levels didn't require you to have a certain wisp pawn equipped to get an extra life or a bonus. It's something so stupid, but if you're like me who just play the game to get it over with, then it won't bother you. But what does bother me is Super Sonic is locked behind pay DLC. Why did Sega make us pay for a feature that has been free in almost every Sonic game? While yes, later Sega did make Super Sonic free, they still had the balls to make Super Sonic $2. I get it, Sega wanted to make their money back, but this isn't the way Sonic Forces should have been made at all. Sonic Forces felt rushed, and you can see it in the title menu all the way down to its clunky gameplay. And this goes for Sonic Boom and Lost World. Both games had short development cycles and were rushed ahead of time. One game was full of glitches, and the other was just a mix of poor level designs. Sega promised that they will stop rushing their games and take more time, which I hope they do, cause I think Frontiers can be the save Sonic team needs. You know, I came into this video talking about the problems with modern Sonic games. But the question is, why do people play Sonic games to begin with? Well, I think I might have an answer for that. You see, back in the day, the video game market was saturated with games. You got game companies pumping out games without any heart or soul. Companies like Nintendo were making games just for kids. Mario was the face of Nintendo. Mario games back then played it too safe. There's only so many times you can jump on a turtle and not be bored. No offense to Mario, I'm a big hardcore Nintendo fan for life. But Sonic, he was more than just a face, he was an icon. Sonic broke the status quo, he wasn't just a stereotype. Sonic had personality from the moment you turned on that game. When you saw that hedgehog waggle his finger back and forth, you knew this hedgehog wasn't playing around. Sonic was an energetic kid who was just a bit cocky at times, but values his friends and family over anything, and would risk his life to save them. People play Sonic games because they love Sonic. They love seeing what their favorite blue hedgehog and friends are going to do, and what adventures they're gonna go on. No matter how bad the game is, people just want a Sonic game. For as bad as 06 is, it's not due to its weird story, although there's that one scene.
I feel fine, I guess I'm a...
Oh boy! That means I win! I get...
but people do find value in that game, which is hard to deny. Sonic Forces is not completely bad because while playing it, there are things that I did enjoy about the game. I love the music in this game, especially the song Fist Bump. It gives off a feeling of teamwork and unity. I also think the OC customization is fun. While I don't think the avatars are balanced in gameplay, I commend Sega for trying something new. If there's one more thing I can say about this game, is that Sega actually listened to their fans. They did mix too many ideas into a blender and made the most confusing mess of a game ever, but Sega's love for Sonic and these characters is why I continue buying and playing Sonic games. You know, all I do is work all the time on videos and do research, but for this vid, I sat down and just played Sonic Forces on my Switch, and I felt kinda happy and relaxed. I didn't want to go into this video hating Sonic Forces because, while I know it's a bad game, I do think it's kinda bad in a good way. The game failed for many reasons, but it didn't fail in making me love Sonic more than I already do. In conclusion, Sonic Forces is bad, but it's a good kind of bad, because Sega tried making a game for the fans, for better or worse. Yes, is Super Sonic paid DLC bad? Of course. But Sega made it free. Is the Shadow DLC short? Yes, of course, that should have been in the game from the very beginning. But for all the mistakes Sega made, they did try crafting a story. Whether the story is good or bad is up to you. The story is about unity, teamwork, and most importantly, friendship. With Sonic Prime coming very soon, and Sonic 3 getting announced, plus Sonic Frontiers, I think Sonic finally hit the big time. My name is Ramen, and I hope you enjoy your chili cheese dogs and look up to the great Donut Lord in the sky, cause he saved us from Eggman. You all have a good night.
Perfect. Perfect. Everything you do is perfect. Chip.
What is it now, my lord?
Chip, you stupid fool. How come we haven't come close to killing Ramen?
Maybe your plans don't work because I keep sending in clones. I mean, for the 5th time, they don't really work.
I thought my cloning plan was foolproof. Nothing can ruin it.
Oh, yeah. I know you thought they worked the first time, but they don't. Out of sheer coincidence, he keeps befriending them. So, after that moment, I came up with the foolproof plan that you can use to destroy him. And it's binding.
Oh, you got a plan? Oh, interesting. All so evil.
Are you doing that weird evil laugh again, sir?
Yes, I'm doing my evil laugh, Chip. Go over there.
Sorry for interrupting. Do you want anything on your Big Mac?
For the last time, Big Mac's are for sissies. I want pizza.
Okay, fine. Pickles it is.
Clones really get on my nerves.
Who's the super cool cop? It always gets the bad guy. Donut Boy! That's me, yeah. He brings a delicious assortment of sweet delights. Donut Boy! Got a creamy filling.